This episode of LCL Report brought to you by StashYourSwag.com. This amazing ebook will give you over 100 ideas and secret hiding places all around your house. None are over $50. Most of them are free. Remember, StashYourSwag.com. Go check it out. Hi, this is Facebook's exiled Taryn Lupo with LCL Report. There's a big stink going on in Savannah right now. Savannah, I love this town, and I really don't like saying negative things about it, but you do have to call stuff to the mat. Recently, there's been a huge increase in jaywalking tickets. For my international viewers, if you don't know what jaywalking is, it's basically when you cross the middle of the road without any sort of crosswalk. Now, what happened was some people got some very excessive fines for jaywalking, and I'm going to take you to those interviews, and we're also going to explain how these laws and regulations are hurting local businesses. So I went downtown in Savannah to check out some things and get an idea of how bad the traffic situation really was. I went here, which is the corner, it's supposed to be one of the worst corners, in front of Paula Deen's restaurant. That's called Ladies and Sons. Her and her sons own it, if you know the famous Paula Deen right here in Savannah. I hung out here, and I filmed for about 10 minutes to see if cars would run the stop sign. And surprisingly, everybody stopped. Now, I'm told that's not normal, but that's what I saw. In fact, the only people I saw actually break the law, of course, were the people that ironically give everyone else tickets for doing it. So there they go. So I tried to chase him down to find out why he ran that stop sign, but of course he got in his buggy and drove away. But he did manage to leave some tickets behind. I did my part to try to help out some citizens. Here, take a look. And I'm going to do my bit for civil disobedience here. Let's see. I then made my way to 24E, a high-end furniture store downtown who's been hurt by these jaywalking laws. Hi, I'm here with Ruel Joyner with 24E, which is a downtown premium furniture store in Savannah, Georgia. Ruel, where can they find you online if they want to see some of this?
We are at 24estyle.com, 24estyle.com.
Great. Now, Ruel, could you tell me why jaywalking is a concern for you around here and what's going on with the police?
The police have been issuing tickets for jaywalking in Savannah for the last couple of weeks. Actually, they've stopped now due to the large controversy. But what is really bugging me has been the fact that they even started it. Business downtown has been a little shaky, and the overall attitude of our city government. And I'm careful to point out not the police, but our city government, specifically our city manager. And I also point my finger at the mayor because he's the one that writes the city manager's check, is not very business friendly at all. First of all, there's never been, as far as I know, in the 10 years that we've been in business here, there has not been anyone injured on Broughton Street as far as jaywalking. There's also, I know for a fact there has not been anyone killed. This is the street where all of these citations have been issued. It was said that they had police come down here because there was a delegate, a Swiss delegate, that was killed and a few weeks ago after leaving a party at a square. They said that this was in response to that. I don't believe that to be true. The reason, first of all, that delegate was killed in a crosswalk. He was not jaywalking. And it's not really clear as to whether there was a white crossing for him to go across with, or there was even a light. But he was hit in a crosswalk. The second thing is that the police were actually put on every corner in response to a young man who was shot on Broughton Street. There was a little bit of gang violence or something to that effect where there was gunplay. And the guys, there was like a car chase or something, and the guys ended up on Broughton Street, and the young man fell into the doorway of Loco's Deli, which is a restaurant bar here in Savannah, and died. And I believe that the extra police force was put on because of that. and they started really enacting this jaywalking campaign to pay their wages while they were there.
The police get to pick and choose which laws they want to enforce. There's so many laws on the books that a normal citizen probably breaks 20 to 50 a day without even knowing it. Don't you think that they could have maybe backed off and not enforced these laws when they say, hey, I'm just doing my job? Do you feel that's a cop-out?
Oh, it's definitely a cop-out, and no pun intended, but it's without a doubt a cop-out. If this was a public safety matter, there's a road of probably about 5-10 miles from here. It's called Ageechee Road or Highway 17. There's been multiple people killed there. But there's never been a jaywalking citation issued there. In fact, there was a man killed there last week, and I asked him how many citations they've written there. 0. It's not merely the jaywalking that we're arguing about. It's the arrogance. It's the greed that was put in place that they take for granted what we're doing down here as taxpayers, as business workers, as citizens. Exactly what you say. They decide when and what to police, and that's what I'm fighting against. And I'm really making my voice heard for the people that are afraid to speak up because of their businesses. They're worried that the mayor might come back and do something to them. Or, and you know what? We've had quite a bit I've had a lot of calls personally from people that work in the city that have called me, and they're like, I'm so glad that you're doing this because we're tired of seeing, downtown being drugged back to where it was.
So in your opinion, this is all about power and revenue collection, not safety.
Absolutely, it's another cash cow. But yet, we have customers and tourists that have been coming in tears about this. So it's absolutely absurd to me.
I then went to meet the man who started Savannians Against Jaywalking, and as an act of civil disobedience, we did our interview in the median.
There, I'm here with Mike Gaster. Michael, why don't you go ahead and tell me what your beef with the jaywalking situation is?
Well, the jaywalking situation, the problem that I have with it is the excessive fines that they're imposing. And what set me off with this was I was reading over the United States Constitution, and the 8th Amendment guarantees that we the people would not be subject to excessive fines or penalties, cruel and unusual punishment. And considering the economic times that we are in with a looming depression, we've been in a recession for over a year, people are now being forced to choose between paying their rent, putting food on their table, or paying a $208 fine for crossing a walkway, not necessarily just walking out in the street anywhere they want, but actually in an actual crosswalk, realizing that it's a safe situation, being watched by a police officer who's not trying to protect their life, who's actually waiting for them to cross that street to slap them with a bill for walking. And these kind of excessive fines are just ludicrous. It's shown the people that the government no longer has limitations and essentially can do whatever they want and have carte blanche access to your pocketbooks. If it is about safety, if it is about preserving life, if you will, why are the police sitting there watching and allowing people to walk into the street and not stop them?
So you think this is about revenue collection and not safety?
Absolutely, absolutely. It's greed. It is greed.
Well, this revolt is growing very quickly. You can find it on Facebook under Savannians Against Jaywalking if you want to join that and follow it. Also, I think we really need to re-examine if we even need jaywalking laws, because many big cities in European countries don't have any at all, and they're okay. I mean, yeah, people get hit, but if you're dumb enough to walk into traffic without looking around, it's your own damn fault. We really need to re-examine this. Pedestrian always has a right-of-way. I mean, you're taking a soft, squishy pedestrian versus a 1-ton piece of metal. You should show some common sense and not walk out until there's no cars around. So this is Terran Lupo. As always, good hunting.